do our best to give you all an educated plan that's based on love and experience to help move everybody forward to health. That makes sense, right? And for those of us on Facebook, join us, would you? You'll see how much fun this is. So, we are very, very happy that you're here. When we're done with the speaking, we just come back in here to the sanctuary just to kind of regroup, and at this point we can wish each other. At that time, I wish each other a happy Thanksgiving. But with that, I'm going to introduce Lindsay Quintez. She told me I mispronounced her name, and I just did it again. But it's Lindsay Quintez, who's our foundation director, and she will introduce our speakers. Here's Lindsay.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for coming out. I just want to take a moment and welcome everyone for coming here tonight, and thank everyone for continuing to support Hope Sheds Light and our mission to raise awareness and educate on the disease of addiction. This month's theme is going to be a little bit different than normal because we're really trying to figure out how we can spread a better message, a different message, and educate to the best of our ability and deliver what our audience needs. And with that, this month we're focusing on the thankful theme. The holidays are coming up, and for some people it is a great time of celebration, while for others there is a lot of anxiety wrapped up in this upcoming holiday because of what we go through with the disease of addiction. A lot of themes that I have heard from speaking with people are, I just want to get through it. But what we want to do is we want to show you how you can do more than just get through it. How you can actually find ways to find hope and love and peace in these upcoming holidays other than just getting through it because of the loss that some might be experiencing, or the anticipated loss, or the anxiety surrounding this disease. Because we all know all of that gets wrapped up in the package of the disease of addiction, and it's heartbreaking at times. But to go along with Hope Sheds Light mission, we want to show you that hope during these holidays is absolutely possible. And it is possible to enjoy the loved ones around us. I have had the honor of speaking with many individuals who are at different points when it comes to the disease of addiction. I have spoken to or interviewed those who have suffered a recent loss, very recent, and they're wondering how they're going to get through the holiday because it is heartbreaking. I spoke with people who are experienced the loss of their children about 12 years ago, right on the day of Thanksgiving, and asked them, how is it that you find thankful and hope on Thanksgiving and during this holiday season, knowing that you have experienced such loss? I have spoken with people who are in recovery, early recovery, wondering how they're going to do more than just get through this holiday. And I'm going to give you some ideas that they had given to me and deliver this message to you through them. I am very grateful for speaking with them, and I hope that they are listening today. I am ever so grateful for having this information to be able to deliver to the entire community. So one of the first things that they had said was, and I am trying not to read, trying to deliver the best message other than reading from papers. One of the things is preparedness. We're going to be approaching this holiday season, and as much as we all want it to be a hallmark family occasion, everyone's sitting around a warm dinner, a beautiful turkey that's never dried out, there's always going to be somebody in the family who might cause us some anxiety, who might push us, who might press our buttons a little bit. And one of the things that the people who I spoke with emphasized was being prepared. Prepare yourself for these interactions. Okay? You have control of how you respond to it, and it might be a difficult situation, so prepare yourself on how to approach that person or how to respond to that person or people when this happens. And this message goes to everybody. Those who are in recovery, who are wondering if their family is going to be staring at them, wondering if they're relapsing. watching their every move, the mother with the anxiety who's going to be staring at her child wondering if everything's okay, is everything okay? So the message was, be prepared. Prepare yourself for these interactions. Now I'm going to flip to the other stuff, which is going to get better. One of the big messages was that of love. These holidays, they can be difficult, but surround yourself with people who love and love the people around you. Focus on those people in your present and surround yourself with people who make you happy and who bring you joy. We have control over this, and this is something to focus on. Not to isolate, but to surround yourself with love. The next one was laughter. I'm going to tell you that it is okay to laugh. Even if you're experiencing sadness, it's okay to laugh. We're supposed to laugh. If you've experienced loss, your loved one wants you to laugh. They want you to smile. This is something that they want for you. And this is something that we should be doing. It is okay, and know this message, it is okay if you're feeling grief to laugh. There are funny things in life, and it's okay to laugh at them, even if you're sad. The next one is cry. If you need to cry, cry. There's no shame in it. It is okay to cry. It is okay to cry if you're feeling sad. It is okay to cry and laugh at the same time. There are funny things, there are sad things. But it is okay for others to see you cry if you're feeling sadness, and that is okay. Be open with it. Let it out. The next one is acceptance. And this one is a hard one. The disease of addiction changes our traditions, our perceptions, and our experiences, especially during this holiday season. We can accept the things that have happened and learn to understand that those people may not be with us anymore, and that's okay. They were with us. They did have good memories with us. No matter where they are today, whether it be if they have passed on or if they're currently going through their disease of addiction, it is okay to accept the reality that is around you and still be okay with the holidays and do more than just get through it. Loss, unfortunately, in this disease happens, but being thankful for the experience that you have had with them is the important focus. So it's okay to accept what has happened and grieve the way that we need to grieve and still be grateful for and thankful for the holiday that we currently have. The next one is acknowledgement. One of the things that I found speaking to those who have lost somebody is acknowledging their presence even when they're not there. Some people have said, set a place for the person when they're not there, and that's okay. However it is that we need to move towards the acknowledgement instead of ignoring the elephant in the room that maybe somebody's not present when we want them to be. It is okay to acknowledge the absence of that person and focus on the love that we had when they were present, the fond memories that we had when they were present, and still be good with the holiday and be grateful for the experiences that we had when they were with us, sitting around that table with us. Share in the jokes and the laughter, the funny things that they have maybe done or something that they may have enjoyed. Maybe they enjoyed that pie. Maybe that was their favorite piece of pie. That's okay to enjoy in those little moments and acknowledge what has happened and talk about them. That's okay. Enjoy those moments. One of the most important pieces, and I think I'm saying this about every single one, but every piece of these is important, is to focus on the loved ones you do have in your presence instead of focusing in on the absence of those that are not there. Enjoy your loved ones around you. Even if that means that you have to laugh and cry at the same time, understand that that's okay. We're giving you permission to laugh and cry at the same time. It's okay. If you need support, we are here to support you in these holidays that are coming up. But hope and enjoyment, even during a time of loss and grief, is possible. I'm going to just share with you some testimonies, very short ones, I promise, because I know you want to move on to other people, and that's okay. One person who's in early recovery said that he is thankful for what he went through with his addiction, because it made him appreciate the life that he has and his sobriety even more today than he did previously. He's thankful, and he can think back to how bad it was and realize how good he has it today. God bless you. Another person wrote, I'm thankful for the time that I did have with my daughter because her recovery encouraged my recovery. Even though my time with her was short, I'm thankful for the time that I had with her and the lessons I learned with her. And that was somebody who lost their child on Thanksgiving. And fast forward years later, he says that he can enjoy Thanksgiving because he focuses on all the good stuff that she brought, and he's very thankful for those experiences. I had another blessing to speak with a young woman actually today, and she was telling me about her relapse. And when I was asking her for insight on her relapse and where she's at today, she said, oh, I'm thankful for my relapse. I learned from my relapse. I had clarity in my relapse. I realized how great my sobriety is today because of that relapse. She gained so much from those experiences that she turned what could have been a negative down the rabbit hole into a very positive experience. And she's looking forward to these upcoming holidays because of everything that she's learned. So now I'm going to wrap it up and just once again express that these are some difficult times that we might be approaching. They're sensitive times. They're emotionally impact times. Hope Sheds Light is here for you. You have a great support network around the room. Focus on the love that you have around you and talk about your loved one, if it's loss that you've experienced, if it's anxiety going into the holiday. Lean on your support network because we are here for you. This room, if you look around the room, everyone is here for you to support you. These can be beautiful times. We can create different memories, different traditions, and still keep the memories of the past alive. With that, I'm going to turn the floor over to Tiffany. Tiffany is a volunteer with Hope Sheds Light, and she helps in so many ways. I can't even thank her enough. And she's going to share with you her stories and what makes her thankful in her recovery.
Thank you, Lindsay, and thank you, Steve, and thank you to Hope Sheds Light for allowing me to speak today. I'll first introduce myself. Like Lindsay had said, my name is Tiffany. I have two children. One is a boy, and his name is Chase, he's 5, and my daughter's Maya, and she is 3. My husband and I will be celebrating our 9th anniversary coming up in July. I previously was a teacher and a vice principal, and then after I had my daughter, I decided that I was very lucky, thankful to my husband, that I was going to take on the hardest yet best and rewarding job, and that was to be a stay-at-home mom. I also have a sister who is 33 and my brother who is 23. So I'm going to just go back and take you to a day that I remember quite well. And that day was April 5th, 2014. So it was just about 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years. So I'm in the Rite Aid, and I'm in Tom's River, and I'm actually picking up a card for my dad and my brother. They both share similar birthdays. So we had planned to go out to dinner that night, but then I got a call from my sister, and she had explained to me that she received a call from one of my brother's friends, stating that he was just very concerned and very worried about him. So with that being said, we decided that we were going to go ahead with the dinner, and then after that have a little family meeting and confront my brother to see, what was really going on. And in that time, we also called my mom too, and we told everyone to kind of meet us at Dad's house just so we can kind of confront the situation. So we're in the living room, and we're all sitting down. Everyone's just kind of, who's going to say first? And usually it's my sister. You always have one in the family that's kind of not afraid to just go ahead and go right into it. So she basically just came right out and said, Joe, I received a phone call, and about a friend of yours who's really concerned. And of course, if he's that concerned as a family, we're sitting all here, and we're worried and concerned if he can kind of, what's going on. And with that being said, I could just remember this. I was sitting right next to him, holding his hand, and he just put his head down and just started crying and crying. And at that point, I knew it was bad, something bad. And so he came out and he said, it's drugs. And I said, okay. So he said, what is it? And he just it was hard for him to even say it. He was like, it's heroin. And so I remember again just holding his hand tight and just talking to him and saying, okay, well, we're all here for each other, and we're good to get through this, and we're a strong family, and whatever comes with our way will help you. Luckily, he was in a state where he wanted help, and he was open to going into treatment right away. So it wasn't really a fight to get him to want to go, which I know sometimes it is for some of those. So literally, I believe it was the next day, he got a flight out, and he went down to Florida into a treatment facility. And then it's been about, almost 3 years that he was in and out of treatment centers, Texas, Florida, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania for the past 3 years. But I can say today he is celebrating 7 months in recovery, clean, just over 7 months. He is living down in South Jersey. He is living in a sober living place in an Oxford house. He has a job. He is, he brings friends over. It's just definitely, he's in a different place, and he's doing a lot of work on himself. He's volunteering. He actually signed up to take a class at a community college down there. So he's working really hard through his recovery, and again, we all feel and believe that he's in a much better place. So I'm going to share a few things that has helped my recovery, and to me that kind of sounds funny because usually as family members who watch our loved ones, whether it's a parent or a sister or a brother, go through this, you don't think of it as your recovery. You're usually thinking, okay, well, I'm not the addict, but in realizing it really does affect the whole entire family. So what are some things that helped me get through this and kind of be more at peace of what happened, whatever happened and whatever is going to happen? For me, I definitely educated myself about the disease of addiction. And I have, so when I was teaching, I taught health and phys ed. So I have the health background. I understood. I taught drug education to my students. But I really didn't understand the the brain, of an addict. And that was really important for me because once I started to understand, it answered a lot of my why questions. Why is this happening? Why is he doing this? Why are they doing this? Why is he lying? Why, but once you understand what goes on up here in an addict's brain, you start to not feel so guilty or start, the anger and a lot of the emotion for me started to subside. I also surrounded myself with a support system, a positive support system, which I know Lindsay had stated, and I think that's so important, is because I truly believe that there are some family members, there are some friends that we all have that can be very negative. So I try to just always turn to the positive people and surround myself around a lot of positive people instead of negative, because there's always people who you can find to lift you up, and there's going to be other people that, because they might be in a bad place themselves, they want to kind of bring you down with them and share negative feelings. For me also, self-care. That's probably one of the hardest, but it was probably one of the most beneficial things in my recovery. I actually started seeing a therapist, and not just for my brother's addiction, but just for some other things. And for me, it was a lot of self-growth. And I know some people are very against, seeking therapy, or they say I don't have time, but it definitely has opened my eyes, and I think that there is only positive that comes out with one-on-one. And talking with someone and just venting. And for me, it was nice to go to somebody to kind of talk about everything that was removed from my family, removed from my friends who didn't know me at all, and can just, take it for kind of, a grain of salt. Also in that, it helped me to establish healthy boundaries as my role as a sister. For me, I always I love helping people. I'm a people person. I love being around people. So for me, I want to fix everybody. I want to fix the world. I want to, I want to do everything. But for me, I think it was useful to learn different strategies that I would be able to not shut my brother out, but also support his recovery. So really kind of trying to find that fine line about between not enabling as a sister and but at the same time supporting him and being a support system in his life. So that was that was a thing that I would talk to even my family about, and not just therapists, the friends. And so just kind of for anyone who really needs to learn how to build those healthy boundaries, I feel like Hope Sheds Light is a great resource for that. And also for me, what has also helped me is just praying a lot and becoming more active in the church and accepting the addiction and understanding and listening to God's message of what I should be doing now. This has happened, what do I do with it? And just really talking to God and praying and have faith that God has a plan for everyone, and maybe my plan is to just help others, help other families, or just be somehow positive influence in others. So I know going back to the theme is being thankful and feeling thankful. And I truly do believe that with every challenging obstacle, I would not ever want to wish the disease of addiction on anyone. But I feel like that with this experience that myself and my family, has experienced, that there's always positives that come out of negatives. And I definitely have gained a lot of things through my experience. First of all, my relationship and my faith in God. He's helped me put a lot of fear and worries at rest, and I'm just more at peace of whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and to just kind of not feel like I have to be in control of everything. Second thing is a lot of self-growth, which I talked about that, but also the bonds with my family and friends are stronger. I feel that I'm a better wife because of this. I'm a better mom. And person in general, because I really don't take things for granted. I'm more thankful and grateful for little things and life in general. I'm thankful that I get to help others. I'm thankful that I met some, really great friends and just had some really great experiences. So in closing, I hope that my story has given your family some hope to never give up. There's not a cookie cutter treatment plan, and everyone's recovery is very different. So try to use every resource available. Educate yourself, and just know that recovery is definitely possible. With that being said, I want to thank everyone, and I wish everyone a happy holiday season.
Thankfulness. It's good to have a grateful heart. It's better to express that gratitude to others, I think. And I think it's best to call attention to both with acts of gratitude and appreciation. But it's not easy to be thankful when your child is sick. You feel miserable and scared. And it's even harder when your child has died. But staying miserable leads to more misery. Focusing primarily on how bad things are keeps things bad, don't they? Has anyone ever, miserable themselves to happiness? I'm not sure that's a word. Yeah. I think it's kind of like trying to drink yourself sober. And I know that doesn't work. It was chaos in my house when Mark was using and acting up. I was miserable and made my wife and daughter miserable. God. My attitude and actions didn't seem to make Mark any better. And it annoyed me to no end, I have to tell you. The sicker he got, the sicker I got, the sicker my family became. And let me tell you, I was not initially thankful. Hell no. In fact, I was pretty mad at God. I would say, why me? I'm a good guy. A little short, but altogether pretty good. So why was this happening to me? I didn't ask for it. I sure as hell didn't deserve it. And the other people that have these perfect kids, God, they annoyed me, right? Those were all the thoughts and feelings that somehow made sense to me at the time, but did nothing, not a thing, to make my life and my son's life better. Nothing got better until I changed the experience in my head. And that didn't happen until I got sick of being sick myself. So I finally learned about the disease. I learned that I wasn't alone in it, and I learned how it affected my family in such a bad way. And importantly, I learned that I was helping it get worse by staying the same. I remember my therapist asking me at that time what I was thankful for. I'm thinking, I'm thankful I'm not tall enough to hit you right in the freaking nose. What the hell is wrong with you? What am I thankful for? I say, I came here because my kid's sick, and I want you to fix him. And the therapist then suggested that if I fix myself, things might improve with Mark. And I said, like what? Like, what do I have to fix? He's the sick one, right? And he said, look around, Steve. When's the last time you talked to your wife? When's the last time you played with your daughter? Or really listened to the needs of your client as a counselor? When's the last time you saw and experienced joy in the world? And that got my attention. Now I said, but I can't see or feel joy if my son remains sick, right? I wouldn't be loving him enough if I was happy when he wasn't, right? I'll be okay once he's okay, right? And then the therapist said, how's that working out? He suggested that I start focusing on what's right in my life instead of what's wrong. By getting well, he said, you give your son the best chance of getting well too. You'll help him the most by letting him see you do the work that you want him to do. And that made sense to me, because I was really sick. So is it proper that we ask our kids to go through treatment and recovery if we're unwilling to do so ourselves? Well, he was right. And it helped not just Mark, but it helped me, my family. It helped my overall outlook. I was able to give thanks for that. Saying thanks for all my blessings saved my life, literally. And it keeps me healthy each day. The Buddhists have known for years that gratitude strengthens our immune system. It makes us feel less lonely, doesn't it? Less isolated. It actually makes us happier and more optimistic. Being grateful has the power to block negative emotions. We should still deal with them, but we can focus more on the positive. If we do, it allows us to participate more fully in living. And that does make us better equipped to handle the difficulties that we're going through right here. That makes sense, right? For me, thankfulness and gratitude have become an essential part of the healing process from the trauma of Mark's death. So how do we become thankful and find gratitude in dark times? By changing our perspective, I submit. My therapist said, write stuff down. I said, like what? He said, well, be thankful for your body. Like, you're still alive. And then I took a shower and looked in the mirror and said, oh, dear God, and I went and apologized to my wife. but I'm thankful that I get to go to the gym, right? I started to thank all the people that are showing up in my life and loving me. And it's not my sick child necessarily. But there's other people that come around and they say, what can we do to help? We should thank them. Think about what makes you happy and write it down. Be thankful. Thank your kids. Well, at least thank the good ones. Right? I think you should thank your partner for putting up with you. At least I'm thanking my wife every day. That's important. Thankful that you be thankful that you get to show kindness and that you get to serve people. That's important. And I'm thankful every day that I get to love somebody. I respectfully suggest, my friends, that we need to share love with family and friends often. How about all the time? Tell them regularly that you love them, hug a lot, and laugh a lot. When we think bigger than ourselves, we can become more involved in an organization like we have here. And if this is not it, find an organization that represents a cause that's important to you. When we do those things, we become aware of folks who are less fortunate than us. And we become better able to appreciate what we have. I think we need to look outward, right? Not inward. If we do that, we're more likely to feel thankful and grateful when we put our focus on others rather than getting caught up in our own inner narratives about how things should be. Looking outward is vital for the addict's recovery. It's just as vital for our own recovery as a family member. I like to use words of gratitude. You ask me how I am, and I'll tell you, I'm blessed. Because I truly am, for the inherently good things people have done for me and the opportunity I get each day to serve them. And I recently read something that made me smile. The author said, let's change one word in the experience that we have. Instead of saying we have to do something, let's say we get to. Because if I get to do something rather than have to do it, I'm reminded that the things I do each day are not burdens. They become opportunities. As I think, so shall I be. I'm very thankful that Mark was born, that he was my son. that I was blessed to learn from him for 31 years, that he gave me grandchildren to remind me of him every time I look at him. I'm thankful that Mark is with God and with my parents and with Pavo and with Ron's Mark. I'm thankful for my wonderful wife Denise and my beautiful daughter Emily for teaching me ways to become a better man. And I'm thankful and so grateful for my two awesome partners in Hope, Ron and Arvo, and the love they show me and the courage they demonstrate. And I'm thankful for Genius Anne Marie, and for Pam and Lindsay, and for their wisdom, and for their courage in taking care of three dopes like us. And I'm really thankful for my law practice and my talented colleagues who help me serve in the community. I'm especially thankful and grateful for you and Hope and the opportunity we have to make families healthy. Ron and Arvo and I don't have to be here to do this. We're incredibly thankful that we get to be and to share our love and our lives with you. We hope it's helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, and thank you so much, Steve. What beautiful messages we had here tonight. We're now going to break off into our small groups. We're trying a different breakout system. Post-its. They're colored Post-its. So you're going to get a colored Post-it, and that's the group that you're going to be in. And the facilitator will also have that colored Post-it to guide you